Welcome to episode 36 of our series on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. Each of the family names that we'll examine today was requested by members of our YouTube community. You might note that I discuss surnames in the order that I received them, and I really appreciate the opportunity to serve as a resource for you. But don't forget your good genealogists, they can help too. I also appreciate your patience as I make my way through the names still on our list. If you'd like a copy of the latest list of surnames and episodes that I've covered so far, please write to me at the email address for the Vanntage Point. You can find the email address in the description. To request surnames, please put them in the comments section. That way others can see what will be covered in the near future. So, today on the Vanntage Point, we'll be talking about 10 Appalachian and Southern surnames. They'll take us from America to Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, France, and the land of the Vikings, Scandinavia. I hope you'll join me. Let's get started. Number 1, West. This English surname can be sort of summed up with the phrase, "It is what it is." I've been looking for an opportunity to say that phrase for quite a while now, so I guess I can put it to rest. People in the east of England assigned the name because their new neighbors came from the west. More simply, it referred to a West countryman. The West Country includes Cornwall, Devonshire, Dorset, Somerset, and Wiltshire. West is found in Ireland and Scotland, but I think they're connected to the West families in England. Here's why. In the case of Scotland, West seems to be a recent arrival. The earliest records reported by Black are from 1672 in the Central Belt region, which is a very economically robust area. In Ireland, MacLeisic is oddly quiet about it, although he does list it in his book. Taken together, I think that while the west of Scotland and Ireland are no doubt acculturated into their cultures, they carry an English surname. Only a paper trail can provide the answers to the origin of your specific line of west. Number 2, Lay. When I read this request, I must admit that I was haunted by quite a few ghosts of potatoes past. I could never eat just one. Being an equal opportunity consumer of junk food, I'm more into Grippo's barbecue and Golden Flake barbecue today. If you're in Ohio or Georgia and Alabama, you can find these on the shelves. As a surname, Lay is of Middle English derivation. It was another way of saying or writing the name Lee, which has at least 2 origins. English for dweller at a meadow or pasture, and Celtic for grey. It's not found among the more common names in Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. I think we're safe in calling Lay an English surname with possible Celtic roots. Number 3, Foster. If you watched episode 35, you might recall us discussing the surname Forester. Well, Foster is a shortened version of Forester. It meant keeper of the woods or game. Linguistically, it's an English name, but it has a presence in Ireland and has been in the Scottish record since 1488. I think a paper trail is called for to determine where your line of Foster originated. Number 4, Levy. The name Levy can be of either Anglo-Hebrew or Irish origin. In the Bible, we see that Levy is used to exact a cost and impose penalties on military personnel like conscripts. In Ireland, Levy's Gaelic version is, but it also can be a shortened version of Dunleavy. It's not found among the common surnames in Scotland or Wales, so I think we're safe in calling Levy an Anglo-Hebrew or Irish surname. Number 5, Bowling. These surnames are thought to be distinct from each other in America. They're both English and can be subdivided even further. In England, the Old Norse language of the Vikings influenced the naming of people and places in the north of England. In that iteration, it means dweller by a meadow. In other parts of England, it was also applied to the son of Bola. Bowling might be considered different names here in Appalachia and the South, but they have the same English origins. It's not found among the common names in Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. So, it is an English surname. Keeper number 4. Number 6, Webster. This Old English surname originally meant female weaver. However, other countries spoke English and needed cloth, so they too had weavers. In Scotland, it was applied to a weaver of cloth without any regard to gender. That's a good thing for today, huh? Webster is found in the Scottish records as far back as 1288. It's been in the Irish records since the mid-16th century and is mainly found in County Leinster and in Ulster. In Wales, Webb is found among the more common surnames, but Webster is not. Here in Appalachia in the South, I think we're safe in calling Webster an English surname, but a paper trail might reveal that your line came from Scotland or Ireland. Number 7, Ballard. When I first read the name Ballard among the requests, my mind went straight to the Titanic sitting on the bottom of the North Atlantic. Now you might be thinking, why did that happen? Well, it's because the person who led the expedition to find the wreck in the mid-1980s was Robert Dwayne Ballard. As a person with an interest in the Titanic, his name was emblazoned on my mind and forever tied to arguably one of the most tragic events in maritime and migration history. As with so many names in the Isles, it was introduced by the Normans. It meant bald-headed. It's found throughout the Isles, so a paper trail is needed to locate the origin of your line of Ballard. Number 8, Barnes. This surname could have been given to a person who worked in a cattle operation, but it was more likely given to people who dwelled at the barn. Now, if they weren't working with cattle, I have no idea what they were doing at a barn. And I suppose they could have been like Patrick Swayze's character in the 1989 movie Roadhouse and just rented the loft. Given the lack of a diversified economy in the 12th century, I doubt that was the case. Barnes is linguistically English, but it is also found in Scotland and Ireland, so I think a paper trail is needed to locate the origin of your line of barns. Number 9, Eason. This Old English surname was given to a man who worked as a servant or laborer. Like Ballard, it's found throughout the Isles, except for Wales, but it's not a Norman surname. It also seems to have multiple origin stories. It's especially common in Scotland's Angus region, where it started its existence as another way of spelling Aeson. Eason's Irish presence is also explained by 2 early uses. It can be an anglicized version of, I almost said it, or a Scottish variant of Adamson. In Wales, as I mentioned a few seconds ago, Eason is not found among the common surnames. In Appalachia in the South, I think we would need a paper trail to determine the origin of your line of Eason. Remember I said, don't forget your genealogist. Number 10, Ashcroft or Ashcroft. That doesn't sound right. This Old English surname was given to a person who dwelled by the East Field. In the case of Ashcroft, I can confidently state that it's an English name and doesn't appear among the common surnames of Ireland, Scotland, or Wales. Well, gang, that's about all I have for you today. I hope you got something helpful and meaningful out of our discussion. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also, please watch some of the ads that run on the show. It helps to ensure that YouTube will support the channel. I invite you to check out all the videos on the Vanntage Point. In addition to the surnames of Appalachia in the South, they cover a wide range of topics, including 2 episodes on Mary, Queen of Scots. The second installment in the Mary Stuart series describes the political and religious circumstances in which she found herself upon her return to Scotland in 1561. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, it's an academic talk, but if you have an interest and are willing to dig in, I think you'll find it edifying. If the man warrants it, I'll be back soon with another episode on the surnames of Appalachia and the American South. I hope to see you then. God bless you and yours. Bye-bye.